Yo, what's going on? We're live.
Well, it's always nice to be live back in the comforts of my own home after my
Yeah,
vacation. Oh, it feels so good to be here.
pretty good, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
Yeah,
if I can only convince the people on the Rigid Facebook group that not everything needs to be Milwaukee.
yeah, yeah. What's up,
That-
Robert Walton?
yeah.
See who else we got here. People are going to be trickling in.
Um, I see 5 of them here. Your boy Ram is
Your
here.
boy Ram, what's up?
What's up, your boy?
So
BWs, how you doing?
I've been
Glad
seeing
to
a
see you
couple of
back to the
there's been a
electronic.
trend in the videos coming up pretty soon. We got BW's Electronic. What's up? Uh Man, there's no way to beat around the bush with it. People are getting laid off. Um Sorry, trying to turn the volume down. It's easier to keep with the chat when I got YouTube on here.
What's up, Richard? Jeremy, how you guys doing?
What's up, Richard? Jeremy?
Well, before we get into this thing, I want to buy you a little bit of time so you don't get censored much more than you're gonna. So, you and I were talking about this off camera just a few minutes ago. There's a gentleman over on the Rigid fan page, Hey Renegades, who was telling me that he burned out 3 Rigid grinders in a day. And I have the Rigid grinder, in particular, the one he's talking about.
Right.
And I was like, sound like you shouldn't be buying a grinder at all. You don't know how to use it.
Yeah,
And
facts.
this upset the guy. And then another dude had responded. And I'm like, look, dude's about to tell you to buy Milwaukee because that's what they do. They like Milwaukee fanboys are pretty funny to me because these guys go on every group like on the internet. If it's DeWalt, they go to the DeWalt, Makita, Ryobi, whatever. And they buy Milwaukee, like because they're stupid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee makes a great tool, don't get me wrong. But if that's your sole purpose in life is to go into other groups and tell people to buy Milwaukee, it's because you're not confident in your choices and you think the tool is going to make you better at knowing how to use it. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these guys don't have the ability, they don't have the knowledge, I should say, to use tools.
Yeah.
But out there buying tools, and I get it, I like them too. But they're out there buying tools and they have no clue how to use them. So when I pointed out to this guy, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like user error. You just don't know how to use an angle grinder. It upset him, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, if you're buying that, you don't know how to use it. And I'm like, good rule of thumb, something I tell anybody that I see using tools. Let the tools do the work.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's probably the best advice, even with a handsaw. You let the
yeah,
tool do the work.
yeah, I think I think it's funny to see these guys' reaction, and they think they're getting a rise out of me, and I'm just laughing at them. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be buying anything. I
Yeah.
actually told the guy, I'm like, you shouldn't buy tools if you don't know how to use them.
Robert Walton says he's got a mix of different tools, and your boy Ram says the only thing that he shills on is the 2804. The rest he doesn't care. Cheap out.
That's cool.
Jeremy, turn it on and push as hard as you can. That's what we do in
That's
the tool
probably,
testing.
you know what? It's funny he should say that because when the guy's telling me about this, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, you're pressing down as hard as you can because you don't know. It's just like with an oscillating tool. You
Right.
see people pushing as hard as they can into the material with the tool,
Yeah.
and it's going to convey heat back through the motor, which is going to destroy the tool.
Right. Or your blade. You can burn with the blade.
You
There's a
burn
lot
your
of things.
blade up. You watch anybody cut a nail or a screw here on YouTube, and they never let the tool do the work. They're always pressing in.
That's because we want to see how fast it will go. And we want to see if we can bog the tool down. At least this channel does. I want to see it bog down for you, see it smoke, whatever.
And there's some validity to that. But I want to see the tool work.
Yeah. What brand was that, Richard? Broke 2 jigsaws in 1 week.
I want to see the tool actually do the work and be good at it.
A good blade does go a long way.
Yes.
That's absolutely true.
And there's no doubt about it. But even a good blade will wear out faster if you're not using the tool right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Craftsman. Well, that explains it, Richard.
That would actually explain a little bit. Craftsman's OPE has been pretty decent, though. I will say that. Of course, I put an 8 amp DeWalt battery on it, but I mean, still, you cut that much brush and you haven't dropped a bar on an 8. That's still a testament to how good the tool is, you know.
Jeremy, you are 100% correct.
I showed a guy that light pressure and keeping speed up gets more work done than laying on it does. Yeah. Unless you're in stainless steel. Then it's all pressure and slow. BWs, he should use the flex and let the weight of it do the work. Flex holes are heavy. You don't have to add weight. That is absolutely true. In fact, this saw is so heavy that when I first got it, I actually didn't want to keep it.
Do you have a setting on your microphone that allows it to pick up sound everywhere?
I don't know. Let me see.
Because like you're really bad at just turning your head and talking.
That's true. Yeah. No, this thing must weigh 11 pounds.
Yeah, it's hefty.
It's very heavy. Too heavy to be cutting pipe one-handed, I'll tell you that. But
yeah,
if I was going to go outdoors and run some 3-inch or 4-inch in a ditch, there's no other tool that I'd want.
Sure.
Joe, the tool guy, has one of the best videos on that saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's really good.
Yeah.
I
love
don't
my
have a
DeWalt
problem.
one. I've also got the DeWalt around here somewhere.
He's talking about his jigsaw, by the way. Richard is.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I've got the Flex jigsaw. I love that thing.
Yeah. The Flex is insanely powerful. No complaints on any of it. Yours also came with the vacuum attachment, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And it works great. And without the vacuum, it clears your path while you're cutting. It's got that blower motor on it.
Yeah. So your boy Bram says, treat the trolls like a spouse. Don't rush her and she'll like you. True.
There's a $99 drill and impact are very heavy for their size. Oh, yeah.
That's true. Flex does not make a light tool.
No, they really don't. I'm trying to think, what do they make that was actually acceptably light? The
jig ain't bad.
3.5 stacked battery is pretty decent. Their oscillating tool is not too heavy.
The jigsaw is really good. It's got a good balance, good weight to it.
Yeah, the jigsaw is not bad. Everything else is pretty heavy.
What about the angle grinder? I don't find
the angle grinder's decent. The angle grinder is actually a really, really nice tool.
Yeah, and exceptionally powerful. It really is.
Yeah. What's up, Kansas? Got a member here. Kansas is one of our members, and
we highlight him.
We do our best to highlight any member comment, especially during the live streams. We got Kenzie in the house.
Is here.
Is there a decent barrel grip? Yeah, I've actually got it. Do you want to see it? This thing's insane. I can show you right now. We can do some really stupid stuff with this saw and not bog it down.
You should do it.
I think we should.
Absolutely.
Especially for a member here. BW's Electronic. I bought the Flex Grinder. It's still in the box. Just cut the bands on the box. Nice.
I
You're
got
gonna
the
like it.
Flex. I got the Flex Grinder. It cost me, I want to say $60.
Yeah.
Corded
Makita
rigid Fuego.
fanboys. What's up?
I was reading Kansas.
Oh yeah. Makita fanboys won't be able to use Flex tools. The rest of you.
Did you see Renegade's comment?
There it is. So you're saying Flex tools are made for men, unlike Makita?
Every
Yes, sir.
single day of my life.
Yes, sir. Corded rigid Fuego. Oh yeah, that is a good. Man, Rigid makes some really good stuff.
I'll be honest with you. When it comes to like jigsaws and routers, and even sanders, I'm a big fan of the Bosch line. Bosch makes great woodworking tools.
Let me grab a.
Yeah, that Fuego jigsaw has been out for forever. I paid $100, 50% off. I bought their display model. I don't know why, but they had it in clearance, and I picked it up for $60. Is it Makita Fans Month? Couple of days. As a matter of fact, fittingly enough, the next time Tactics is doing a live, it'll be Makita Month.
All right.
Do you guys have the DCD 794, and is it better than the 708? I don't like the 708 at all. So
this is not an oscillating, so we're not going for a whole lot of speed. It's a wood fine cut, clean cut. So it's not going to cut really fast, but you're going to see this is a 2x4, which is not the norm for a jigsaw. I think this will auto dampen the noise, but here we go.
You said that out loud.
What did I say out loud?
I was responding to Ren.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you can also make crazy curves in this, like without bogging down the blade. Like you would expect this thing to stop or bog down, or I actually haven't been able to stop this saw. Oh, this is also the blade that we cut the Makita with. You can see how laid over the the actual saw blade is. Yeah, very decent. And you tell me yours works just as good.
Kansas, if I can meet you in like Belton or something, I'll let you take that M18 home and you can test it out yourself. Do I like it? I do. I do. Did you see what Jeremy said?
Nope, catching up with the chat right now. Let's see here. It did not automatically dampen. My bad.
He doesn't have his echo cancellation on. It's a setting.
Hold up. Hold up. Audio. It's on. It's on.
Flex barrel jigsaw will burn wood with dull blade. He saw it on a live once.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is the dull blade actually. It was a decent blade. Yes, you did say that out loud.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Flex barrel jig will burn the wood. Real question. Do you actually like the M18 chainsaw? You just read that.
What size battery you got on the jig?
I think it got louder. That was a 3.5 stack lithium.
They go.
Yeah.
Can't see what
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Flex barrel jig will burn wood with the dull blade. Yeah. That sounds bad. Okay. We are caught back up with the chat. Wasn't too hard.
No.
So yeah, that wasn't even an advice, so I couldn't even really get on it. But you can see a very, very dull blade to leave a cut looking like this. And not even it's almost more melted than it is cut. Like dude, the stuff does not buy. Usually you see a lot less smoothness, on a cut.
Yeah.
It's almost like it sanded it while it cut it.
Ooh. Yeah,
I would love
I
the collection the offer, but needing it tomorrow. Got another one on the way. Don't need it.
tried. I tried.
Falling on the kids. Yeah.
I have no qualms with letting good folks that actually know how to use tools borrow tools. But and this is going to sound kind of snobbish of me. It really isn't. I have a real issue with that guys that don't know what they're doing with tools, borrowing tools. Because they're going to come back broken, whatever, which is why I actually have a whole collection of loaner tools.
I actually don't loan out tools.
You give them away.
Yeah, I give them away. I'd rather give you the tool. I'd rather give you money than expect it back. I don't want that feeling of because it just in general, dude. Just in general, people suck.
And
I mean that with love, but
most people
just suck in general.
Most people are good people. However, the ones that are typically asking for favors, not all the time, but the ones that are typically asking for favors aren't the best people.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You got to see where the question's even coming from, because why would they even ask you that question if they know how you know what I mean? Like, it's just, anyone that asks to borrow a tool is someone that I've recently met. And nobody that's my friend asked to borrow my tools. I'll buy you a tool before I'll let you. And I do. Or I'll go to your house and do the work for free before I let you borrow my tool.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of known as like the neighborhood fix it guy. Something goes wrong, you call me, I come over to your house, I fix it. But here lately, maybe the last year or so, I've been extremely busy, so I haven't been the fix it guy. But people also know I have just a ton of tools, just a ton, and they're always asking. Somebody's always coming over to ask, "Can I borrow that? Can I use that?" Or and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, Kansas said he had his brother borrow a hammer once. He brought back a screwdriver a year later. A damn flathead to boot.
That's an electrician's hammer.
Yeah,
he brought back. Just so you know,
that's what that was. I say the hardware store and do it best rent tools. Yeah, I always say if you don't need it today, you may need it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I've really ever asked to borrow anybody's tools either. Just not something I would do or expect from anybody, or hopefully no one would ask me. But yeah,
man.
I've been seeing a couple of videos come out lately on YouTube, especially in the electrical community. Watch a lot of all kinds of electrical content. Not enough to recommend channels yet, but I'm getting in there. I've been starting to open my horizons to watching just all sorts of electrical content, because at the end of the day, promoting the whole electrician thing is still promoting it, whether it's good content or bad. I'm gonna weed through that, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of videos where people are getting laid off, and now it's the time to set yourself apart from the competition.
There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
However, there are certain there are certain trades, while not recession proof, they're insulated because they go into people's existing homes.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit protected there. Now the economy as a whole, it can do whatever it wants. I'm not political. Like I used to.
We're not getting into
I
politics.
gave it
here
up
at
for
all.
Lent because in the end, I just realized all I'm doing is getting myself angry for no reason.
Yeah.
So why get into it? And if you guys want a political debate, I'm just going to look at you and tell you I don't care. But
Marshall Patrick has a good video of electrician applying for framer's
job.
It's hilarious. All right.
What's up, Rod?
Check it out. What's up, Rodney Widger?
And everybody know Rodney Widger has a hard time seeing, so he writes in all caps. He's perfectly allowed to write in all caps.
Yep.
And
what's up, Joshua
Wilson?
Joshua
Another
Wilson in the house,
strong
another
channel
member
right here.
If you guys become a member, not only do we highlight your comments, give you shout outs, we make videos on request and do things on the live on request. Someone asked about the flex jigsaw. We brought it out, ran it through a 2x4, which is not typically what a jigsaw is made for, but yeah, it'll do it. So we did it.
Yeah. Now back to the point at hand here. Look, I don't think anybody's painting a rosy picture right now about very much anything.
Right.
And if you're not prepared, like I talk about value on my channel almost all the time, right? I go out and look deals so that people don't have to spend a ton of money. But for me, like it comes down to value. While buying things just to buy things seems foolish, buying things that can return you an investment, you can get a good ROI. That makes sense to me. On my channel, I have dudes that are resellers. They constantly watch my videos. They're part of the community and whatnot. These guys are out there. They're constantly looking for value, and then they flip and make money on it. Even they are going to see a significant slowdown.
Right.
Depot's already feeling the crunch. Lowe's started feeling the crunch a year ago.
Yeah.
So, you watch these things, if you know what's going on, but like I make decisions at my dining room table. And
right.
what I mean by that is family comes first.
Right. I was waiting to figure out what you're going to eat, but then I figured it out real quick.
All right. Yeah. You're eating the sausage. I'm eating the beaver. That's all I'm going to say on that. Anyway, guess which one of us is going to enjoy it more? Anyway, in 2 days, you'll find out.
Yeah. No, one of the best ways to set yourself apart from your competition is just simply having the positive attitude. That's a choice that you can make. There's not a lot of things you can control in your life. But having a positive attitude is probably one of the only things that you can control, and it can set the course for how the day is going to go. And sometimes when it rains, it pours. But having that positive attitude is all that's going to get you through it. And you can feel down your luck, and you can look down your luck, and someone's going to look at that person and say, probably not somebody that I want to be involved with when you're missing out on opportunities for jobs, whatever it is.
Right.
You want that happy-go-lucky kind of vibe going on,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the other thing that you really want to concentrate on, again, completely within your control, just to your point, is being prepared.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do, like for me, when I start out a job, I list out all the different things that I have to do to make that job happen and be successful at it.
Right.
And then I start out at point one and go all the way to the end. If something comes up during that, I take the time to figure out where in that hierarchy of tasks it needs to fall in. So I address it, but I I'm still not losing track of where I need to go. You see a lot of these guys, like I was watching an inspector. I can't say another. I was watching an inspector today who was doing electrical. He's going into the electrical inspection. He walked through the same room 4 times.
Oh.
And I'm watching, and it's not like the first room or the main room of the house. He just kept going back and forth in it.
Let me ask you this: Is he multiple trades?
What's that?
Is he multiple trades?
Yes.
Or was he? Okay, that's why.
And I'm watching, and I'm just like, if this dude had a plan, he'd walk in there and he would address it all at one time, and then he'd go to the next.
It sounds easy. I've talked to a lot of combination inspectors. It's hard to look at everything all at once when you're doing multiple trades. You almost have to walk the room at least twice to do it. Because dude, there's 100 things that go through my mind just on a wall inspection.
Yeah. But you walking in the same room 4 times?
No. And also I got total recall, so I can walk in that room, glance around, 100 things flash through my mind on what could be wrong with it or what's not wrong with it. Then I go to the next room. Then I sit in my car and I think about what I saw, and I just walk back through the house in my head. But not a lot of people can do that. But yeah, I mean, there's probably 1,000 things that guy's got to think about all at once. I'd rather walk the room twice.
We're not talking twice. We're talking 4 times.
Yeah.
And the room he was in, not big.
Yeah.
And since it was rough in, and he now the particular guy I'm talking about, he only does the rough construction, he does the inspection for that, and he does the electrical.
Right.
So he's not there to check out the plumbing, the HVAC, or any of that.
Framing,
he's just there for 2.
Framing.
What's that? No,
framing.
Yeah, the framing.
Yeah, that's a long inspection. That first one.
Yeah, but it's not really that long. What's up, Shaka?
What's up, Shaka? Very generous.
Thank you. Trash, fact, not opinion. We respect your right to choose. I'm just, for me, it looked like the guy did not know. Like he wasn't confident, is what I'll say. He didn't come off as confident. He didn't look confident. The fact that he has maybe 250, 300 followers or whatever told me that he wasn't confident. And he'd been doing it for several years. I mean, he's got over 1,000 videos. He's got maybe 300. I'll be generous, say 300 followers. And I'm looking at it just like, you don't realize, just like when you approach a young lady, when you approach a job, when you talk to a dude at next month is Makita month there, Shaka.
Right.
Anyway, when you do anything in life, that confidence, that ability to say, hey, I do know what I'm doing, I believe in this.
Right.
That carries a lot of weight.
That carries a ton of weight.
And it's something that a lot of people like. When I was doing insurance and people would ask me the rate, I never shied away from it. I'm like, here it is, and here's why.
Yep.
And not saying I'm great at it or anything, but I never back down. I just here, I'm not hiding anything from you.
Yep. And we're gonna get in more of that as time goes on, because if you're a smaller business or you're technician or whatever it is, you're going to need to close that deal, and it's going to get harder and harder to close that deal as time goes on. All right,
Man.
so let me catch up with the chatter. Ken Stools, if I had to hire somebody out, that guy is the nicest to be around. That's who's going to get his business. BW says, or at least don't be negative all the time. It may be psychological or karma. If you're constantly negative things will happen to you. Yeah, I fully believe in that. If you're just thinking negative things, you're not opening yourself up for the positive things, whether it's karma or not. That's just the way it is. If you're expecting negative, you're only be looking for negative. You're gonna miss anything positive that's coming your way.
It's true.
Rodney Widger. So Kansas Tools, I'm a nice guy. So you're saying you give me the business. Rodney's been funny lately, man.
Rodney's a fun
Kansas.
guy.
Just because I know you,
I-
Rodney, and just nice.
I had 3 highlights to my vacation. I went to see Queen Esther at Sight and Sound Theater, which is a religious show, and I know I don't show it a lot, but I'm somewhat a religious person. I don't go to church, but I believe and I keep my faith. To me, I never question it.
Right.
I got to see an otter live, which is huge. One of the absolute, like I saw those two the same day. One of the best days of my life. And then the very next day I got to hang out with Rodney. And those are the 3 best parts of my trip.
Nice. It's good, man. It's good to have those wins every once in a while. Sometimes you got to make a win out of the little things, even if it's whatever it is. That sounds like a huge win, but sometimes just the little things, dude. You know, the guy could show up on time today, so I could spend $2,000. Whatever it is, you know, you got to do it, man. We just been going through heck over here, and you know, there's a country song that's a saying, you know, if you're going through hell, keep on moving.
Mm-hmm.
Get out before the devil knows you're there. It's absolutely true, man. You gotta keep pushing forward. Rod, where is it? Renegade said here, city inspector wasted his time to be here to inspect after we had our panel box replaced. He didn't even open the panel. He just said he's going to go look at the pictures the electrician sent him. Yeah, that's no good, man. If I'm going to accept pictures, I need to at least have been on the site at least once, and it's got to be something that you can't fake. Bonding bushing is even fakeable because what's up?
I know an inspector that would just take pictures.
Yeah, they're out there.
At their house, 8:30 in the morning in their underwear, watching television, waiting for pictures to come across their city-owned phone.
Wow. Didn't even open the dang panel. He said, just go get the pictures. Wow. Yeah, it's not easy living with someone constantly negative. I know from experience. That's Austin Souls. Those small things make those. Yep. And
I'll say this on YouTube. So 3 of my highest viewed videos ever. As a matter of fact, the most viewed video ever was me going into a Lowe's store and being exceptionally negative. But to me, it's not negative because I'm like, I know they can do better.
Right. It's motivation.
But it's negative, and the people absolutely love it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm not a negative guy. Like I enjoy laughing and joking with folks more than I enjoy going back and forth with them, because I don't really enjoy going back and forth with folks. I think it's kind of silly, but you know, a lot of them do that, and those negative people are out there. There's a huge community of those folks here on YouTube that just love that negative.
Yeah. That video where I had the fence that wouldn't shut. It wasn't my fence, obviously for a homeowner. And most inspectors, man, as soon as that fence don't close, you're out of there. You know, it's like, no, man, we're gonna
right
keep trying. You know, this fence needs to close. Dang it! And I slammed it so many times that the homeowner came out and she was like, "Who's slamming my gate?" And then I literally showed her the video of it not slamming. She's like, "You're so funny. You're rooting for that gate to close." She was like, "I never seen anything like it." And it's like, you know, it doesn't have to be negative.
No, and the people that are positive, they stay around longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he knew the electricians work. Some people, won't do something shady. Yeah. That's true, man, but I've seen too many crazy things, dude. Everybody does something when they think they can get away with it. And if you're accepting pictures, they could be hanging on that because some people aren't even close to ready for the rough, let alone the final, and they're calling in the final,
Right.
And if they get away with it in other cities, they get away with it. They try to do it over here, and it's like, we don't we don't do that. Nice try, but sometimes it's legit. But most of the time, there's a lot of solar contractors. Sometimes the panels aren't even on the roof. The panels are in the driveway.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hate the negative community just really doesn't make sense. If you don't like
if
it,
you don't like it, don't
yeah.
watch. It's actually something I tell folks all the time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're not required to watch.
Ma'am, you and your husband aren't required to watch.
That's funny.
No
I'd
one will
love to
know if
work
you're
just
here,
to-
and no one will care if you're not. That I say it to a lot of those folks.
I bet Stassy's some crazy stuff. Yeah. That guy that I got a job for used to work at Lowe's night shift, and he would stalk. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that goes on. Different deals and stuff that they can put in certain locations where some people can't find them, and you never know what's spilling in the back, and it just ruins your whole night. Just different things like that. I'm not going to get into it. I often question some of the inspection videos on YouTube. Can't believe these contractors stay in business doing that kind of work. Yeah. I see crazy stuff from professionals, people that have built thousands of hotels across the nation, pool builders that have built thousands of hotels for pools across the nation. I'll say, "Hey, where's your Aquabond?" And they'll just look at me. I'll say, "It's the potting compound that goes around the ground screw that protects from corrosion because you're literally in chlorine, and we know what chlorine does to panels." And they're just staring at you, and you're like, "Have you not been installing this?" Like, no, you're the first guy to ask for it. You're like, doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, like, so there's a behind the Lowe's where I go, the one I go to most often. They're building new, like a new. It's not an apartment complex, but it's one of those suburban. They've got the cul-de-sac thing, and there's like 50 houses that are going up there or whatever.
Yeah,
I can look from the Lowe's parking lot over at those homes, and I know that 16 on center is a thing of the past, apparently.
Oh no.
Because you can look at one, I kid you not, one of the houses has a slight lean to it, and there's nothing but the framing up. So that tells me that they're not anchoring down into the concrete. They're not anchoring into the foundation,
man,
the right way. And these are homes that are within 4 months going to be ready to sell. But I can look over there and I can see about the only thing that really you do see them do the Kings, which are it's nice to see that. But when you're looking at some of the spacing and some of it's like this,
right,
and you're like, that ain't 16,
right.
And that when we got the thing from Talon Tools, and I was like, I want to take this to a job site and see if anybody there would use it, just to find out, right?
Yeah.
The reason it didn't end up happening is because so many professionals who 2:00 on a Tuesday got nothing to do. That
The
The
stud
Stud
master.
Master.
Yeah, from Talon Tools.
They're telling me that you don't need that it's stupid and all this. So I ended up not even trying it because, but in hindsight, it's exactly what I should have done because they'd have learned real quick, real quick.
Yeah.
16 on center ain't, well, sometimes it's 20 and sometimes it's 12.
Yeah, 24, whatever it is. And then typically for every floor you get a what you're calling a king stud, I guess.
Yeah.
You're getting a vertical. But this is actually fairly legit, man. If you were gonna do like a mission trip or something and you had a crew that was just banging walls together, this is something you'd want. Less supervision, guarantees uniformity. Holds the studs for you for less professionals. But some of the people that are coming up in the trades, man, they're just not teaching, not caring as much, and heck, maybe the whole trade needs it as a whole.
Yeah. So there's a couple of comments. Texas Southpaw, by the way, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you tonight. Yeah. Anyone see that guy get crushed on the cherry picker at Lowe's? Hilarious and scary. That was Wicker. That outdoor set that he was taking off.
Oh, probably weighed like 60 Wicker. Pounds? 60 pounds, maybe.
I doubt it weighed 60. If it weighed 40, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
But that's how soft some of these dudes are that are working at the. There's enough guys that used to do construction out there looking for work.
That dude's haircut said it all. Like the whole build of the guy, and just that's what they look like. Next,
and there could have been other factors in it. He could have been one of those guys that's afraid of heights, and that could have played a part in it. He could have, and it comes back to confidence. He may not have been confident on that picker, and he was just like, it moved and he kind of freaked out. That stuff's all understandable.
Right.
But screaming about getting crushed by Wicker, sometimes you got to just nut up.
I liked most of the comments on there was like, that cameraman, hats off to him. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Love those comments. Ken C says, Kansas, I saw a guy rail on a poor staffer this week over a propane grill was built. He didn't buy the one.
Just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it. Be a man.
Where it was built. It's crazy.
Be a man. Don't buy it. Go on about your day. Be like, I don't like the build of it. I'm not going to buy it.
Not only that, man, but some of the stupid stuff, man, we're setting a precedent for what's socially acceptable to our youth. And the youth are watching this, and just everything is on this now level of communication, and you're socially changing what's acceptable, in society. It's getting out of hand the way some people are reacting, and it's only gonna make it worse. Probably $500,000 homes too, probably more than that.
It's your second day on the job. How come you don't have 20 years of experience?
Yeah.
Overtime.
Yeah. It's funny, man. Whenever I was going through my apprentice, I had probably 20,000 hours by the time I graduated, but I only had 8,000 to show for, for the test or whatever. I still had to wait probably, I don't know, another couple of months to get all my hours in.
Even that to me is silly. I'm gonna say, the whole you got to work so many hours. I get it. For most people, I get it.
Brass knuckles.
Yes. For most people, I get it, and they do need that time because enough stuff comes up in that time that they should know beyond the basics, and they should have a really good understanding of it. But not everyone learns at the same rate.
Yeah.
I want to say it was probably like 2 months in for me doing solar that I like the light bulb came on and I could just be like, okay, this is how the layout goes. This is how we're going to run the wire. These are how many T-bolts we're going to need. This is how many UFOs we're going to need or what, like
Right.
sight. But there are guys that have been working doing solar for 4 or 5 years. They still can't do that.
That's a great comment right there.
Yes, that is a great comment.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. Can't read that one out loud. Or maybe we can. Who knows? It's going to be yellow anyway for a couple of days.
You're welcome.
So yeah, even today, it's like, you know, you go to call something, the guy's like, how when did that become a code? It's like since 2008 or 14.
Yeah.
You know, it's different cities do different things, you know. I suppose doesn't make it wrong or right. It's just, you know, well, it makes it wrong, I guess. But I don't know. As an electrician or someone that holds a license, you're supposed to install to whatever code cycle is present, not necessarily what the city's calling. You can get away with the inspector not getting you on it, but it's still your responsibility to install it to the latest code. So even if something bad did happen and the inspector approved it, you could still be liable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, the other thing is, and you actually, Coochie, actually hear me say it all the time. If you do it right the first time, you don't have to keep doing it.
Yeah, but man, it's just kind of scary. You find out these guys have been installing this stuff for years, and it's just been wrong the whole time. You know, it's just it's bad. It doesn't make you feel any better. You know, you want to think it's like, okay, well, I taught this guy something, or good thing I caught this. But then it's like, dang, what else have you installed? You know,
right? Well, the thing that too is that a lot of these guys, when you call them out on doing something wrong, it's a Midwestern thing. They'll be real nice and sweet to your face. And the minute you leave, they'll be SOBing you and telling everybody what a POS you are and how you screwed them over, because they can't, you know, the hardest thing for a human being to learn is to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah. Trying to think, when did I break that habit?
When you pulled down your pants and
Yeah.
she laughed at you the first time.
I have to apologize.
And you were like,
yeah,
I thought it was big. And then she goes, no, inchworm.
probably like my second year apprenticeship. You'll find out real quick, man. You can't BS a BSer, and usually your foreman or whatever, he's already been in your position, so you already knows all the tricks. You know, there's no, you just got to own it. That's why my thing says, why are you making excuses? Own it. There's nothing else to do but to own your mistakes and learn from them.
Yeah, no, I'm
there's Kansas tools there. If you do it wrong, learn from it and don't do it again. A lot of people don't seem to learn from experience, though. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
they're too busy saying it wasn't their fault.
Right.
They're never going to learn from it because it's always someone else's fault.
Right.
And that is probably one of the mental health crises in the nation, is just not owning your own mistakes. It's everything is someone else's fault. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's true. I mean, none of us want to look at someone else and say, I made a mistake. I screwed up. And worst of all, say it to ourselves. Like it's very, very difficult for the best of us.
be the first to tell you.
You are. I got it. I agree with you. I'm not saying you in particular. I'm just
Right,
saying
right. No, just
in general.
a general, the general consensus is,
You know, I don't like it. I don't like to admit when I'm wrong. I do it though. I'm like, yeah, I screwed up. I did it today. I misread what somebody wrote, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
dang it.
And then they responded back, and I was like, dude, I misread it. I'm like, dude, I misread it. That's my fault. First thing I said to him, I'm like, yeah, I just misread what you wrote. I apologize to you, and went on. But the thing is, most of us give ourselves excuses. And those excuses are time, money, what materials, tools, whatever, right? We go, this is why I failed. And why you failed is you didn't start right.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember who said it, but the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
You know, so you look at it, but it's become such commonplace for us to go, well, it's not right because, and then we give it an excuse to take the blame away from ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just human nature. It's been the same forever. This is not a new occurrence.
Right.
It's been the same forever. You know, I think, again, a lot of us get into that. It's different now than when I was a kid. No, when you were a kid, there was somebody that was holding you accountable, that wouldn't accept your excuses.
Right.
As an adult, no one really does that for you anymore.
Well,
and most of us are uncomfortable pointing it out in others.
There's also a lack of a certain adult in the household for certain generations as well.
I agree with it. Take it easy, Mr. Walton.
We'll see you later. Yeah, I appreciate that.
you gotta highlight Ken's right above that one, right above.
Hang on, I missed it. Yeah, I had it. Oversized wall plates. I do it wrong, then I do it wrong again, but faster than order oversized wall plates. Yeah,
that's perfect.
You know what? That's probably the hardest part about being in the position I'm in, is because accountability is everything.
Yep.
And I always tell people, man, just straight up, it's like, look, I don't like being on your property. You pay the taxes on the thing. Unfortunately, this is the way it's going to go.
Right.
But if I'm wrong, dude, man, you're going to be the first to know, because I'm costing you money.
Yeah.
First and foremost, everything that I'm saying is going to cost money. If it's failing, it's money out of your pocket. And I got to make sure that I am correct on everything. And if you want to call me out, please, let's have a conversation about it. I always say that, like, let's go look at the code book. Let's go look at this. I think I did a short about his members only. I do a lot of members only in the shorts. And also
he does a lot of members only in the shorts. I'm just repeating what you said.
I also do a lot of members only of walkthroughs on jobs.
Okay.
Until we get more, like a lot more people. I'm not too worried about the what city I work for or whatever. Once we start getting more people, we'll have to start editing those. But there was one today, man, I just displayed it way too much and I couldn't post it, but it was at a cafe, and I was explaining different things just to look out for, just being a good inspector in general. I didn't even have to do it, but I just went through everything. The job was good. They were doing a good job. I was just making sure they didn't have any surprises. But one of them, there was this guy ran Seal Tight, which is like liquid tight flexible metallic conduit is what it's called. LTFMC, whatever it is. And it doesn't say you can't put it underground. It says you can't put it in subject to physical damage. But it also does say you got to install in an area specifically listed in the environment, and it kind
Right.
of alludes to you shouldn't be putting it underground. It
Right.
doesn't flat out say it. So the way you take that is if the seal tight doesn't say it can be underground, then you can't put it underground.
There you go.
And the guy even BS me at first because it's like, oh, I hate cutting that stuff because of metal inside of it. And I'm looking at it, and it's got like that outer ring that Seal Tight has, and I'm like,
Right.
bro, I know what Seal Tight is, you know, but it was the craziest install because he had 2-inch sleeves running to where the box is going to be, and then he had like a large cutout, and then he had his floor box inside the large cutout. So I let him send me pictures, and he had Carflex in it. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, but you know, it's just own it, you know, just own it and be like, oh man, sorry, I didn't know I could put the, you know, but instead they immediately go to, oh no, that's what you want to see, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
Well, the thing is, like, I'd respect the dude more if, if I do something wrong, and I do it wrong all the time, and people are like, "Oh, that wasn't this model or whatever," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, my bad." I would respect the guy more if he just came out and he was like, "It's my mistake. I apologize to you. It wasn't intentional. Here's what I thought,"
Right.
and just said it. And then you could be like, "No, this is why," and you could have a conversation. But so many people get caught up in defending what they think that
Right.
they don't take the time to listen
And then learn it.
to what is said.
Right. Kansas Tool said, if I do something wrong and realize it later after I've left, I get in the truck and drive back to fix it. Mistakes have to be fixed according to a lot of times. They can't wait till the morning. Yeah.
It's exactly what you should do.
If you do it wrong, you do it left-handed. You hear that?
Yes. So what you're saying, Rodney, is your parents did it left-handed.
Yeah.
No, I'll get you. Anyway, it's just one of those, like, it's not generational. There is, I hear those people go, "Oh, it's different." Like, no, it's not really different. People are more free with their emotions today than they used to be. But that doesn't mean the emotions have changed. The acceptance of some of those, the things that are going on with some of those, does change, right? But honestly, every generation has thought they're the last generation. Every generation has thought they're the best generation. Every generation has had to face famine, war, poverty, whatever. It's been the same for thousands of years. Nothing has changed. Our access to the information has changed.
Yeah.
The speed with which we can get it, the fact that it's in our face, we carry it in our pocket all the time. That stuff has changed.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys are going to ask Rodney a question, by all means, put it in caps so he can read it easier.
No, they did it upside down. Your mom shouldn't have been on top. Just saying.
That's pretty funny.
Southpaw. Anyway, the thing, like, I see all that stuff. Like, I get where it's coming from. We all want to feel special in our own way.
Yeah.
And we all want to feel like we belong to something great. Greatness comes from within, not from a group.
Yeah. Unless you're an electrician, then you're just great every day.
Yeah, and you go home and kiss your husband. Anyway, it's just weird. Anyway, like back to your point when you started this off, it's all from within. You know, wanting to be excellent starts from who you are at your car.
Yep.
Wanting to do a good job again starts at who you are at your core.
Right.
It, when I see guys that are out there and they're like, we used to call him a pat on the back guy, which is the dude that shows up on the job site and they want you to tell them what a good job they're doing or what. Those dudes never last.
I don't know about that. Some people need that motivation. So some people, that's like
When
the
you're
love
busy, can you
language
give
that
it
they
to them?
need to keep motivated. There's some people that just from being a leadership position, some people need that encouragement to let them know they're doing good. If they're, especially if they're unsure about themselves, or if they're coming up, they're eager to impress. Those are the people that you want to keep around.
Right.
Uh, like
I
this guy.
want
So
I want the try hard guy, the one that's going to show up every day and do the job.
so the guy that I got the job for, right? I'm gonna censor the names, but it says this was this morning, at 7:14. Hey, bro, I'm on my way to work. Thank you so much for helping me get this job. Instead of going to blank, the boss thinks I'll learn more somewhere else, and I'm really excited. Thanks again.
That's great.
Just, and then he said, hey, I watched the live a few times again to focus on everything. Thank you for that. I was practicing all weekend stripping wire using his thumb to push. That's the
Nice.
kind of guy you want working for you, somebody that's eager to learn like that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I don't know if
But
I
the
was
thing
yelling,
is,
like, you push me with your thumb, with the strippers.
but yeah, that's a try hard guy.
Yeah.
Those are the guys I want.
Yeah.
I'm willing, if you're a try hard guy, I'm willing to allow you to go slower because I know you're going to try hard, you're going to be there. If you're a rah-rah guy or an attaboy or a pat on the back kind of guy, I know when times are tough, when we get busy, when I don't have the time to give you that pat on the back, that reassurance that you're doing okay, I don't want to babysit you.
Yeah.
I don't want to come. Oh, you're doing a good job. Can you keep doing it? No.
No,
I want
at
you
the
to
end of the
show
day
up,
or
do your
something,
damn job, and go on.
just whatever it is, it's not like you gotta keep reaffirming every that. Yeah, what you're saying, every couple hours, that's definitely a problem. But
yeah, those are the guys that never last.
right,
And
right.
and that stuff wears thin because on a job, those are dudes that literally advertising they've got thin skin.
Yeah. Jeremy says, my kids think I follow them around, praising them for every little thing they do. The only way I knew I was doing good was because my dad didn't tell me I'm an idiot or pop me in the back of the head.
It's funny. My wife criticizes me all the time because I'm not a very emotional guy. When my mom passed away, she was like, "You're gonna fall apart. You're gonna cry. You're gonna do that." Nothing. I was just like, "Yeah, it sucks."
Yeah.
And I went on about it. And it was next day I was doing a live stream. Yeah. I'm dead. But she is convinced that the issues that we had with my son or whatever, what's up, Lost in Smoke, were because I didn't take that extra time to be touchy feely whatever with my son. The difference is I was trying to teach my son to be a man.
Yeah.
What it takes to be a man, what it means, and whether I did it successfully or not, I'd argue to the point that I didn't. And that failure lies solely on me. It's not my son's fault that I'm not a great dad. But if I thought that giving him a hug and telling him how great he is and you got an F on your report card, you get him next time, champ. If I thought that stuff worked, I'd give it a shot.
Right. Well, you've seen when my daughter was cutting the Makita in half, shoeless.
My favorite video.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
ever.
not because I don't care. It's I mean, maybe it's just 2. So maybe we could have stepped with the PPE a little bit more, but also, if you don't need it, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Why,
No, and
start something? I don't know. People are going to disagree. I somewhat disagree. Agree with you guys or disagree, whatever. I think maybe we could have done a little bit more for her. Too late now. She's fine, so we didn't need it. But yeah,
she had a good time.
she did have a good time, and
That's what mattered.
now I got to keep all my power tools safe. Make sure the Makitas are only out.
I've got a good place for those Makitas. If you need to find them a new home, I'm sure there are landfills in Texas too.
Yeah. Let's see here. Kansas. I tell my guys to
ask
all
questions.
the time to ask questions, whether you do it right than do it wrong. Then to me, say you care about the job. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We had a saying with one of my foremen. He said, right or wrong, do something.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, do something. And yeah, just motivation, man. Always keep moving,
Yeah. I used to tell the guys, I'm like, I'll show you once. I'll show you a second time. If by that third time I have to show you again, you either didn't listen the first 2 times and we're going to have a very aggressive conversation, or you're going to find your way home.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say it, because it kind of sounds like I'm a jerk, but on the job site, every minute counts. You're like, I didn't get paid by the hour. I got paid when the job was done.
Right.
All the money's held in escrow. I had to fund everything myself and get the job done before any of that money was released. Yeah. I wasn't going to the homeowner and being like, hey, I need you to fork over so I can go buy lumber. No.
Yeah. BW's right here. But if you want, you can become a good person despite poor parenting. Yeah. I don't know. My grandma kind of raised me. My parents were in my life and nurturing and everything. They died young a couple years ago. Mom in 2015 moved from Bermuda to here to do school. Started doing HVAC school because it was literally the only way that I thought I was going to ever become an electrician. And, I was going to school every night except for Friday from.
And that's when he was on the corner.
10. 4 o'clock you're headed to school, and 10 o'clock you were still in school, leaving
right
at night. You can. If you can learn to rebuild a car engine on YouTube, there's enough information out there for self-help to figure out what kind of person you want to be.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for negativity, you're going to find it.
Absolutely.
Just like where we started off. If you're looking for negativity, you're going to find it. If you're looking at negative things, you're going to be a negative person. If you're looking for positivity, you're going to be a positive person. You got to make that choice. That's the only thing that you have control over, is the decisions that you're going to make. And being positive is one of those that you can make.
Yeah.
Your boy Ram says Makitas are safe for her. They are weak enough not to hurt.
That's true.
And him. I want.
No, just her.
Hang on.
He doesn't use Makita.
I was told. I was told it's bad dad because I was way too hard on my kids. Both went through school, all A's, and both full college scholarships. Nice. One of the cousins doesn't have a father.
Sound like a good dad to me.
Yeah. Man, that figure is pretty important. I've done that for a couple of people, not necessarily a father figure, but definitely a role model for quite a few people now when I can, especially different apprentices and things like that. Whether I'm a good example or a bad example, I'm a positive example and I'm a supporting example. and sometimes that's all you can do. And
Right.
just like whenever you teach somebody something, you learn it better. You teach positivity, you promote that positivity, you display that positivity, that patience, whatever it is. It helps you become more of that yourself. So, perfect example, I was buying that chainsaw. These guys were unloading on an aisle in the I'm trying to think what it was. Yeah, we bought the chainsaw. We bought the one-handed stupid pruner, right? And then we got it
Craftsman.
home. I cut the trees with the full extension one, and then it came time to use a pruner to cut it up, and I realized the thing was a piece of garbage because I couldn't reach the thumb thing. Maybe because my tendon's broken, I cut it in half, or just a bad design. But in general, a pruning saw should have a depress button like a circular saw. It should be easy
Yeah.
to use for one hand, and the Craftsman does not have that. So we returned it. We get back to go buy the full size chainsaw, which you can use with one hand, and the dudes are still in the aisle loading the exact same set of tools. And when we first got it, they made me. We just walked around because they didn't have the full area barricaded off. And then once I was in there, I realized that I was standing next to a lift and the area was barricaded off. We just snuck through a different area. So we went back like 6 hours later. The area was fully blocked off. And I'm talking to the guy who's a little bit older, definitely more my
Mature.
kind of person. And the guy that was loading was freaking millennial. And he wouldn't get down. And the guy's like, the proper thing would be to let you get in here and get your saw. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know. Let me get in that. Dude, we waited 20 minutes in silence. And I just BS'd with the guy because my daughter was with me.
Right.
I could have went off on the guy and been like, no, this is BS, dude. He needs to get the F off there. And I was ready to say it, but also, what's that going to do? Nothing.
It's true.
So what I do, I just sat there in silence like a weak person, feeling stupid, waiting for somebody to move when I could have made the most viral video that I wanted to. Could have pulled up my phone and just been a complete jerk, but that video was never made, unfortunately.
And where you had the patience to wait 20 minutes,
Yeah,
I don't.
I know.
What I do is I'm like, if they don't want my money, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, it crossed my mind, but my daughter was with me, so it's like,
I've never been hurting to find people that are willing to take my money.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll say that, New York City, from New York, so we got kind of a bad reputation out there. Everybody thinks that New Yorkers are jerks, like they're mean, whatever. They're not. They're actually very considerate of your time. Yeah. They just tell you how it is, how they feel about it, and then they let it go. I'll say this too.
My kind of people.
If you look at the customer service you get in New York, as opposed to the customer service you get in the Midwest, it's night and day. The people in New York know you have options. You can go anywhere. You can get what you need somewhere else. And they know that you're not afraid to do it. In the Midwest, there seems to be this thing from people that are like, yeah, you got it. You got here, you got nowhere else, especially like the town I live in, because it's very small. Yeah. They think that. And I'm like, I got a car. I'll drive.
Yeah.
And the other thing that goes along with that is that as far as your story, I have always hated working for an hourly wage. Yeah. Because all that represents is the least amount a company can pay you to buy you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you know your worth and you don't think you're worth $15 an hour or whatever the prevailing wage is nowadays, you know what? Go work for yourself.
Yeah.
Find out how much you're really worth. And then come back and tell me.
Right. Right. Well, most people my age are busy getting high on substance. I'm busy getting high on completion
Mold.
and doing a good job. You literally look at some of the pipe runs that I would do, and I'd look back and I'd be like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
See how much you can run a day. We used to make a game. How many light fixtures can we do in a certain amount of time? And um, sometimes that keeps your sanity when you're doing, just multiple of the same task.
Until you
Uh,
get into traffic.
Customer service here is not existent unless you look like you're going to steal something. Yeah,
It's
that's
true.
unfortunate too, man. That's also
I get amazing service at Lowe's. They've got nothing better to do than follow me around.
yeah, that's true. You don't get paid for your time; you get paid for your skill.
That's true.
At the same
It's
time,
very
though,
true.
if I hire somebody over here, I'm expecting to pay them for their time, even if they suck. If you're here and we've agreed on something, it is what it is.
Look, how many folks now will say, I won't take that job because it doesn't pay enough?
Yeah, I think a
Uh,
lot of people.
the one I did at Lowe's where it was just an egregious error with the pricing, and I was like, look, you got to walk like 40 feet to where the actual product is. This is the one
Right.
that negativity sells, right? People are like, well, these people make minimum wage. What do you expect? I go, well, how much are you willing to pay for competence there, pal?
Right.
How much more are you willing to pay on your goods and services to pay for them to be competent at reading a sheet of paper that tells them where to put a price tag?
Yeah. At what point do you devalue the rest of the jobs by promoting the easy ones?
Yeah. Those jobs are not what I'd call skill.
Yeah.
Do you know where this is? Yep. Here you go. The companies actually tell the employees not to walk you through how to do projects anymore. And rightfully so, because most of those dudes don't know how to do anything.
That's awesome, Rodney.
That's awesome, buddy. But most of these guys don't know how to do anything anyway. So the stores are like, yeah, like you go to the electrical department of Home Depot. They can't tell you how to
Oh, dude, it's a
wire up an
train
outlet
wreck.
anymore.
It's a train wreck.
They can't tell you what size wire to get.
No.
They actually took that stuff out. Like they used to have a great chart that showed you wire size, amperage, voltage, and all that.
Liability, man. Everyone's too busy getting one over on somebody than to help somebody out.
It's true.
It's like
It's true.
lifeguards, you want to save somebody, but you want to crack their ribs. It's like, what are you gonna do?
I look at all that stuff and it doesn't frustrate me because there's nothing I can do about it.
I
But
think you're, yeah.
I don't have to accept incompetence as the general rule either. I know there are good people out there. I know there are great workers. I know that there are some people out there that are incapable of ever working for themselves. Either they don't have the discipline, they don't have the talent, they don't have the intelligence. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Not everyone can be great at everything.
Hey, if we did the logo for Tools and Tactics,
that's true, Ryan.
Black background, probably. This would be the T.
You don't want to see the O. It involves him taking his pants down.
This might be the A. And then we did the T as a Klein hammer, and we proportionally sized it. What do you think?
1/4 inch, yeah.
It's better than a tool bag, I think, right?
That is, and yeah, Ken, I make a habit of trying to know, like, at least in my store, where everything is.
They just look it up on their phone. Yeah. That's fine if you got a new product, and it's not like really out yet and you don't really have a home for it. But yeah, some of these guys don't even know where half of their stuff is. Vinny here never missed a day of school.
I love the
Yeah,
brag rod.
else.
I love it. That's great. I love to see it.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Speaking
Well,
of excellence,
that's probably about it for this 22-minute Tuesday. Hour and 22-minute Tuesday. I use my Home Depot AP and plan out my route before I get to Home Depot. Oh, app.
that's what you
That's
should
awesome.
do. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
I kind of know where everything is now, so
I don't like apps, man. I hate apps.
except for Grinder. He loves Grinder.
Well, that's all we got, man. Appreciate all the support. If you guys are, electricians or want to learn more about it or whatever, definitely consider becoming a member. We show a lot of things that we won't show on the channel. Real walkthrough inspections, things like that. So,
what's up, George?
Oh, what's up, man? We are fixing to get out of here, actually. Got a video on this this Klein, what do they call it? Modbox?
Yeah.
Coming out.
It looks almost exactly like the review.
I'm trying to throw an ad in the middle of it. So instead of you guys having to watch a video, because I know you guys want to support the channel, so you want to watch the video, but you don't want to watch a video on some product you're never going to buy. So we're going to try like mid-roll an ad in there. About a mouse pad. Actually pretty decent. I was actually going to buy it. And then they reached out to me to give it to me for free and then do a video on it. And I was like, it's kind of weird, but I was looking at it with the different accounts. I don't know how they knew. It's just a coincidence, but it was a really good value. And videos coming out. I do a lot of gaming, so it's a big wide mouse pad, nice quality. And yeah. So we're gonna mid-roll an ad. We're gonna see how that works. I've actually reached out to the company to ask them if they're cool with their mid-roll, because I'm not gonna do more than a 2-minute video on a freaking mouse pad. It's just not gonna happen. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I asked them. I said, "Hey, can I mid-roll this, or do you just want this 2-minute video?" Because realistically,
Rod the Bod wants to know, what brand of outlets would you recommend?
You know what? Probably Eaton. Eaton makes good outlets. They're fairly easy to plug into because you're going to buy tamper.
Free is a good value. Yes.
Get the Hey there, RG. Oh, Renegades. Yeah. Yeah, guys, go check out Renegades Garage. Really good dude here on YouTube. So
there you go.
Yeah. What else you got?
Well, for all you Makita guys out there, your month starts in a couple of days. And don't forget, blow them like you know them.
Yeah, Eaton. There you go. Jamie True says Eaton.
Jamie True, I need you to say it before we sign off.
Belky.
Nope. He always says, suck it easy.
We'll see you guys later. So, no. Appreciate it, Kansas Tools. We'll see you guys later.